Good evening. You've already had a talk from Joe Lazorik, but he's going to do some honky-tonk, some ragtime, and some of the hits from from way back.
20th century.
20th century. So without further ado, Joe Lazorik.
Thank you, guys. My name is Joe Lazorik. I am from Bethlehem originally. Lived in Quakertown for a decade, and I'm now down in Coopersburg, actually in the Lehigh County, Bucks County line, way down there. We're going to do something here it's called the Great American Piano Show. I do music from the 1900s up through the 1970s, but it's not going to be a sing-along like you know it. I'm going to sing, you're going to sing, we're going to sing together, I'm going to play, I'm going to tell stories, and all that kind of stuff. I don't read music. When I was little, my dad said I used to hear stuff on the radio. Remember the radio? And go to the piano and play it, because there was a piano in the house. And I just realized a couple years ago, thank God my dad didn't say, don't touch that piano, get away from there. But I did that. And then in grade school, they started dragging me down to the Bethlehem Steel Club. And I started playing for retirement dinners and stuff like that. And I just goofed around. I goofed around playing in high school. And then a new neighbor moved in. Big musician of the area, Craig Thatcher. He did a lot with foreign guitar. He said, put your name out there. Put your name out there in the 80s meant making phone calls and writing letters, which is what I did. And one night, the Butternut Inn, Route 309 and 100, no longer there. They had a cancellation, and they said, can you come up and, I have mine here, but.
I know, but on TV,
Oh.
recorded, they're not going to hear you.
Can't hear me on TV, okay. Well, they will come up, and so anyway, I went to the Butternut Inn and started playing, and this guy stood in this chair and said, "Yeehaw!" And I said, okay, so I started working out. So anyway, we're going to get started here. We're going to start go back to the year 1902. And this was 121 years ago. This is a song that came out in 1902. And it lay dormant for 70 years, till like 1973, when the movie came out called The Sting, with a young Paul Newman and a really young Robert Redford. And this movie came out in 73, and this 120-year-old song became a favorite. And so we're going to start with that, and we're going to get warmed up, and then we will get started. This is my way of warming up the fingers. So we're going to roll the clock. We're going to roll the clock back 121 years, because this is the way music was back then. Here. It might get drowned out. But anyway, you got those songbooks you can open up. Please open up those songbooks. And we're going to start off with doing 3 in a row. Actually, to be quite easy, starting with number 1. We're going to do number 1, 2, and 3. We're going back to the year, first one's 1926 and then 1890, whatever. But way back when they had bars, they had pianos, and people would stand around and they would sing songs like this. So we're going to do 3 in a row, starting with number 1. And I want to hear you. Here we go. Heart of my heart, how I love that melody. Heart of my heart, brings back fond memories. Whoa, when we were kids on the corner of the square, we were rough and ready guys, but oh how we could harmonize. Heart of my heart, how our friends were dearer then. Too bad we had to part. I know a tear would glisten if once more I could listen to that gang that sang Heart of my heart. Number 2, from the year 1890, Casey would waltz with the strawberry blonde and the band played on. He had a guy across the floor with the girl he adored and the band played on. But his brain was so loaded it nearly exploded. The poor girl would shake with alarm. He married the girl with the strawberry curl and the band played on. For all you Irish people, my wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake, she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. Give yourselves a hand. Here we go. Thank you. A little dry, need a little water here. So anyway, there's all kinds of songs from all kinds of eras, and some songs are from different eras or whatever. If I said Paper Doll, you say the Mills Brothers, 1942. No, that song was written in 1915 by a guy named Johnny Black. How about Are You Lonesome Tonight, Elvis, 1954? That song's from 1926. Mac the Knife, Bobby Darin, Oh, that shark now, pearly white, 1959. No, that's 1928. And how about Herman's Hermits? Henry VIII I am, 1965. No, that's an old drinking song from 1910. So there's a lot of music over the years that you think is from one era is from another. So, my name's Joe. When you have Joe, you always get stories, and this is your all true stories. How many people remember the Phillies playing at Veterans Stadium? Remember Veterans Stadium before Citizen Bank Park? Super. And Veterans Stadium would always advertise on the 4th of July, the largest fireworks on the East Coast. And if you ever saw the fireworks at the Vet, they were fantastic. It was these awesome, awesome fireworks. And I'm sitting there, I'm in high school with my girlfriend watching these fireworks go up, they're awesome. But the music they were playing with them, the music was crap. It wasn't even music, it was these techno sounds. And I said, here we are in the greatest country in the world, and this is the best they could do with these funky, crazy sounds. So there's something called the Great American Songbook. It's not a real book. It's a hypothetical construct of the first half of the 20th century, and it's some great Americana music. These songs don't have the word America anywhere in them, but they define us being a citizen. So you can help me out. Open your books here. Open your books to number 10. And we're going to do 4 in a row from number 10, and these are Americana songs by a great gentleman by the name of George M. Cohen. Number 10, 4 in a row. Now, give my regards to Broadway, remember me on Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Whisper on how I'm yearning to mingle with the old time fun. And now we're give my regards to old Broadway and tell them I'll be there along. but there's never a boast or a brag. Should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eyes on the grand old flag. Where we going? Over there, over there. Send the word over there. That the Yanks are coming, the Yanks are coming, the drums are drumming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We're coming over, and we won't be back till it's over there.
That's the music they should have been playing for those fireworks.
There you go. It's Americana music, and if you don't feel like an American now, I don't really know what's going on. So, let's see. There's a lot of songs you only hear once a year, and I'm not talking Christmas music, wherever. These are songs you hear once a year, and there were always special situations, because back then there was no DVDs and VCRs and downloads and MP3s, all that kind of stuff. If a song was on, if you missed it, well, you missed it. Some cases you had to wait another year. Here's a song that I'm going to do that you only heard at St. Patrick's Day. And you only heard it St. Patrick's Day if you were in a bar, and someone played it in a jukebox. So unless you were in a bar on St. Patrick's Day and someone played it in a jukebox, you didn't hear the song, you had to wait another year that you might hear it again. It's this great little ditty of a song. It talks about a certain animal that we don't really see. And the animal's the unicorn. And it talks about why we don't see the unicorn and what happened. It's a happy story, it's a sad story, it's a cute story, but sit back, listen to the words, and you'll understand why we don't see any unicorns today. A long time ago, when the earth was green, there was more kinds of animals than you'd ever seen. They'd run around free when the earth was being born. The loveliest of them all was the unicorn. There was green alligators along that geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, the loveliest of them all was the unicorn. Sees him sinning, and it gave him pain, and he says, stand back, I'm going to make it rain. He says, hey brother Noah, I tell you what to do, build me a floating zoo, and take some of them green alligators along that geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, don't you forget my unicorn. There to answer the call. He finished making the ark just as the rain started falling. He marched in the animals 2 by 2, and he called out as they went through. Hey Lord, I got you green alligators along that geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but Lord, I'm so forlorn, I just can't see no unicorn. Looked out in the driving rain. Them unicorns are hiding, playing silly games, kicking and a splashing while the rain was pouring. Oh, them silly unicorns. There was green alligators along that geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees. Noah cried, close the door, cause the rain is pouring, and we just can't wait for the unicorn. Okay, here comes the sad part. The ark started moving, and it drifted with the tide. Then unicorns slipped up from their rocks, and they cried. And the waters came down and started floating them away. And that's why you've never seen a unicorn until this very day. You'll see green alligators along that geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, you're never gonna see no unicorn. There you go, and now you know why we don't see any unicorns, because they were so busy playing, splashing in the rocks. And but let's see here. Here's another one. Here's another one. Let me do another one here. That growing up, I only used to hear this song at weddings, and sadly, I don't think they even play it at weddings anymore. Yeah, let's do this one. It's from 1949. Some of you ladies may have danced to your wedding. It's a beautiful song from 1949. It's called Daddy's Little Girl. And again, I don't even think they play it anymore, but it's a beautiful melody. And the melody goes like this. Any ladies here dancing at their wedding? Anybody? Come on. Somebody, raise your hand, please. See, you back there, it's just a beautiful song. Story about that, I was actually doing that as part of a show I was doing at our festival, St. Joe's in Limeport. And it's this pavilion, it's this big grass thing, and there's like a hill behind me. And my daughter, who lives in Miami, was actually home at the time. I knew she was home, I didn't know she was gonna be there. But I played that song just like I did it, dedicated to her. And as soon as I got done, everybody saw this but me. She came running down the hill afterwards, came up to me, gave me the biggest hug you can imagine. And my photographer actually captured my daughter giving me this big hug. So that was a surprise. Not only the song, I think of her. Let's do one more. And this is going out to the ladies and the guys that sing along too. 1938, movie came out called The Wizard of Oz. And of course, Wizard of Oz was on TV once a year. Usually Easter Sunday, something like that. And if you missed it, guess what? You had to wait another year, because that's the way things were back then. And I've had women admit this to me. Ladies, when Dorothy came out and sang Over the Rainbow, you wanted to be Dorothy. At least one time in your life when she sang that, you wanted to be Dorothy. You wanted to sing that song. Well, guess what? This is your chance. When are you ever going to have a piano player in front of you playing the song? When are you going to have the words in your lap? Open your books, please. Open your books to number 96. Now, ladies, if you don't do this, tomorrow at breakfast, you're going to say, you know what, I should have did that. This is your chance to be Dorothy. And guys, you can sing too. And I will start it off singing, but I really want to hear all the ladies out there, because this is your chance to put on the ruby slippers and do the song. Here we go. Somewhere over. Can I hear you? Dorothy, and now you were Dorothy, you did The Wizard of Oz, so that was really special. So, a little more about me. I may have told you some stuff. I don't read music. When I was little, I used to plunk on the piano and move around. And parents signed me up for lessons. My piano teacher quit me. He told my parents they're wasting the money. I'll never be able to play because I can't read music or anything. And we went out to California. It was the year 1969. My brother was in the Navy. We went to Coronado, California. And there's a chain out there called Shakey's Pizza. Anybody ever hear of Shakey's Pizza? It was America's first pizza chain. It's still around. It started in 1954. And every Shakey's Pizza had a live honky-tonk piano player in it. Well, I'm in grade school. I heard honky-tonk ragtime piano the first time. I went nuts. We flew home. I could not get off the plane at ABE quick enough. I rushed into the house. My parents' upright grand piano. I took the cover off the piano and I put metal thumbtacks in the felts to get the metallic honky-tonk sound. My mother's screaming, "Joey, you're wrecking the piano!" I said, "No, Mom, this is what I want to do." So it's a little honky-tonk ragtime. This is player piano music. This is, you put a roll of paper in and we would pump and it would play. And everybody had a bar somewhere with one of these guys. I wish right now we could just have peanut shells on the ground and have the stagecoach outside waiting, but I don't know who else does this kind of stuff. But it's an education for those who haven't heard it, and it's trying to keep it alive. It's honky-tonk ragtime music, and it goes like this now. does this kind of stuff, and younger generations say, what the heck are you doing? That's what they did back then. So I really enjoy banging away the keys. I enjoy the ragtime. Just like skating. I can ice skate around, but I love playing ice hockey. I can play the soft piano music. In fact, I play at the Lazorik Museum and the Music Fest Cafe. but I enjoy the fast stuff like that. However, I had the biggest challenge in my life a couple years ago when I got a job in a steakhouse with a grand piano, and I had to play soft background music. And that's what I said, uh-oh. So I had to reinvent myself, and just to show I could do it, I'm going to give you a little sample now. And we're going to sweep up those peanut shells off the ground. And right now, I wish we could just dim the lights and the cocktail waitresses can come out. I'm going to do some songs that you may have danced to, your parents may have danced to cheek to cheek. But sit back and relax. And this is the more quiet side of Joe Lazorik. From 1954, it had to be you from 1924, and as time goes by, from 1931. So, yeah. We're going to get back to the fun stuff now. I call it good times piano music. One of my favorite eras of music was the 1950s. In the 1950s, every song was the same. They always had a girl in it, and the girl's always crying, and somebody broke up, and there's cars and that kind of stuff. Let's do some of the 50s. Open those books, please. Number 127. And if you had teenagers back then or whatever, or grand teenagers or whatever, you can relate to these songs. The songs with the girls in, and the girls with the crying and stuff like that. We'll start with number one. We're gonna do like couples running 127. Here we go. Each time we have a quarrel, it almost breaks my heart, 'cause I am so afraid that we will have to part. Each night I ask the stars up above, why must I be a teenager, real love teenager? One day I feel so happy, the next day I feel so sad. I guess I'll learn to take the good with the bad. Each night I ask the stars up above, why must I be a teenager in love? I cried a tear for nobody but you. I'd be a lonely one if you should say we're through. Well, if you wanna make me cry, that won't be so hard to do. If you should say goodbye, I'll still go on loving you. Each night I ask the stars up above, why must I be a teenager in love? I cried a tear for nobody but you. I'd be a lonely one if you should say we're through. Well, if you wanna make me cry, that won't be so hard to do. If you should say goodbye, I'll still go on loving you. Each night I ask the stars up above, why must I be a teenager in love? Teenager, why must I be a teenager in love? Turn the page. Let's do number 128. Another song with the girl with tears. Here we go, 128. You don't remember me, but I remember you. But not so long ago, you broke my heart in two. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by you. If we could start anew, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd gladly take you back and test the hands of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by you. Love is not a gadget, love is not a toy. When you find the one you love, you fill your heart with joy. If we could start anew, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd gladly take you back and test the hands of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by you. Oh, tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by you. Let's do one more, 131. And I love 131 because it has a piano part in the middle. Any song with a piano part in the middle is okay with me. Silhouette. Here we go now. Took a walk and past your house late last night. All the shades up on the drawn, way down tight from within the dim light cast. Your silhouette on the shade over the lovely couple they made home. Put his arms around your waist, held you tight, kisses I could almost taste. In the night, wonder why I'm not the guy. Your silhouette on the shade, I couldn't hide the tears in my eyes. Silhouettes, 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 silhouettes. Here comes the piano part. I love this. Lost control, you rang your bell. Lost control, you rang your bell. I was sore, let me in, else on the beat. Down your door went the strangers who have been. Two silhouettes on the shades, said to my shock, you're on their one block. Oh, rushed down to your house with wings. On my feet, vowed you will never love you. You, my sweet, vowed that you fun stuff. Whatever. I gotta grab a little water here. And then actually, I had about 5 years ago, I had the musical highlight of my life. And I'm gonna stand up to my like this. About 5 years ago, I met, yeah, and I actually talked one-on-one for a couple of minutes with the great Tony Orlando. Mr. Orlando was doing a show at the Sands in Bethlehem, and this was in the lobby afterwards. And oh my God, it's Tony Orlando, because I love this show. I love this show on TV. It's Tony Orlando. And I went up to him and said, Mr. Orlando, how you doing? My name's Joe, I'm a big fan. He's like, yeah. And I said, I want to let you know, I first saw you at the Allentown Fair back in the 1970s. He says, well, now you got my attention. And I just want to let you know, because I used to be like a quiet kid. I was shy. I want to let you know, I saw the way you come out in the audience, just like I'm doing now, and the way you interact with the people, and you inspired me to do what I do today. He was sitting down. I told him that. He stood up. He took a couple steps towards me. He gave me the biggest man hug you can imagine. He looked me right in the eyes and said, you don't know what you just told me, how good that makes me feel. I thought he was going to cry. I thought I was going to cry. And he goes, my name's Joe, right? And he takes a ticket stub from the show he did, and he wrote on it, Joe, you inspire me, Tony Orlando. I have the ticket stub framed at home on my piano, in the corner of my piano, and anytime I go out, I dedicate my playing to one Mr. Tony Orlando, because he's the guy that really got me started out of my shell wear. So we're going to go to a couple Tony songs here. I'll do the first Tony song, and you could join me with the second one. So this goes out to my buddy Tony. We were very happy. Well, at least I thought we were. Can somebody tell me what's got into her? A house, a home, a family, and a man that loved her so. Who believes should leave us to join the burlesque show? Whoa! Say, has anybody seen my sweet gypsy rose? Here's the picture when she was my sweet Mary Jo. Now she's got rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. Now, has anybody seen my sweet gypsy rose? Oh, I got with my dope and dancing here in New Orleans. And it's home for honky tonk, they call the land of dreams. Oh, now here she comes a-strutting in her birthday clothes. Now, has anybody seen my sweet gypsy rose? Oh, baby, baby, won't you come home? We all miss you now, whenever that we kiss your picture. Oh, Rose, one night the lights go dim and the crowd goes home. That's the day you wake up, you find you're all alone. So let's say goodbye to Gypsy, hello Mary Jo. Now, has anybody seen my sweet Gypsy Rose? So take those rings off your fingers and bells off your toes. Now, has anybody seen my, now you know just what I mean by, has anybody seen my Gypsy Rose? All right, folks, you can help me with this next one. Open your books, number 51. Number 51. This was the #1 song in the entire country for the year 1973. And I'll be Tony Orlando, you guys got me with the horn, but you all know the words, I know this. Here we go. I'm coming home, I've done my time. Now I've got to know what is and isn't mine. If you receive my letter telling you I'd soon be free, and you know just what to do if you still want me. If you still
simple yellow ribbons when I need to set me free. I wrote and I told her, please, let's hear it, here we go. Now, tie yellow ribbons down my feet, for I don't see a ribbon around the old tree. I'll stay on the bus, forget about us, put the blame on me. If I don't see a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Now the whole ribbon, whole square is cheering, and they can't believe they see 100 yellow ribbons round the old oak tree. Tied ribbon 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 round the old oak tree. Oh, tied ribbon round the old oak tree. Oh, tied ribbon round the old oak tree. Thank you, Ron. That's my salute to Mr. Tony Orlando, and thank you guys for helping me with that one. I loved it. Anybody else love that show? I just love that show. I love the variety show. I mean, I loved TV. TV back then in the 60s and 70s was fantastic. And I think the best thing about TV back then is those great TV theme songs. And let's do some of them now. Open up your books, please. Open up to 106. And we'll do like 4 in a row, whatever story number 106. And trust me, you don't need the words. You're gonna know these, and here we go. Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. All of them had hair and gold, like their mother, the youngest one in curls. Here's the story of a man named Brady who was busy with 3 boys of his own. There were 4 men living all together, but they were all alone. Till the one day when this lady met this fella, and they knew it was just more than a hunch, that the 2 of them should sum up of a family, and that's the way they became the Brady Bunch, the Brady Bunch, the Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady Bunch. Keep going, number 107. Come and listen to a story about a man named Jed. Poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at the food. Up from the ground come a bubble and crew. All that is black gold, Texas tea. Well, the next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kid folks said, Jed, move away from there. Said California's the place you ought to be. Loaded up the truck into Beverly Hills, that is, movie star. Turn to page 108. Just sit right back in your haircut tail, tale of a faithful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. Go meet with a mighty sailing man, skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. Tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage and the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship set ground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and Marianne, here on Gilligan's house. Skipper! Let's go to Bedrock 109.
you didn't need any songbooks for those, I'll tell you. So, we're gonna end here with some fun stuff. We're done with the songbooks, but we're not done with the program. Better than those TV theme songs. What was better than the TV theme songs? How about the commercials? How about those jingles, the commercials? I'm going to do some songs here, the commercials, and just close your eyes and go back and see how many of you know. This is I call it jingle time. Not those kind of jingles, these kind of jingles. Once upon a time there was an engineer. Choo-choo Charlie was the name we hear. He had an engine and he sure had fun. He is good and plenty candy to make a train run. Charlie says, love my good and plenty. Charlie says, really rings my bell. Charlie says, love my good and plenty. Don't know any other candy that we love so well. All right, so that's what we're doing now. I'm gonna go through these. See how many of these you know. And a lot of the stuff you have not heard 30, 40, 50
San Francisco treat. Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute. Mr. Clean will clean your whole house. Everything is in it. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special. The beer we pour. La da 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 da. Tonight, tonight, let's be love proud. Nationwide is on your side, wherever you're driving and wherever you are. Just like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Here's one that stumps everybody. But then when you hear what it is, you say, oh yeah. Oh, I insist that pops the sound. The best is Mr. Les pops around. You can't start hopping till your cereal's popping. What are we singing about? Now crackle up Rice Krispies. I insist that pops the sound. The best is Mr. Les pops around. You can't start hopping till your cereal's popping. Now crackle up Rice Krispies. Let your fingers do the walking through the yellow pages. And you can trust your car to the man who wears the star. The big bright Texaco star. Anybody here from New Jersey? Any Jersey people? That's why Campbell Soup's Philadelphia. You tell the world you know what you're doing every time you reach for Schmitz. And weekends were made for Michelob. Do a few more here. It's not a cola, it's only much, much more. It's not a root beer. There are root beers by the store. What are we singing about? Drink Dr. Pepper, the joy of every boy and girl. It's the most original soft drink ever in the whole wide world. Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper. Join the Pepsi people, feeling free, feeling free. Join the Pepsi people, feeling free, feeling all across the nation. It's a Pepsi generation. Here today, here to stay, feeling free. Oh, do one more. There's nothing like the face of a kid in a Hershey bar. Hershey's, the great American chocolate bar. Hershey's, the great American chocolate bar. How many did you get? I see some people back there, they knew them all. They knew them all that was going on there. I have so many more McDonald's and everything else, stuff like that. But in closing, let me just say there was one more commercial. There was one more commercial that was more popular than all those combined. Say what, Joe? There was one commercial that was more popular than all those combined. Any thoughts? Came out in 1971. It was filmed on a mountaintop in Italy. When this commercial came out, people were running in the record stores. They said, I want to buy that song, I want to buy that song. I said, you can't buy the song. It's a commercial. They used to take songs and make commercials out of them. Well, here they took the commercial and retrofitted it backwards to make a song out of it so people had something to buy. Filmed on a mountaintop in Italy in 1971, the most popular commercial of all time. And it went like this. I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. That's the real thing. Coke is in the back of your mind. Coca-Cola. I like to buy the world a Coke and furnish it with love. There you go. Folks, I want to thank you for furnishing me with some love here. I mean, this was really, really great. I had a rough last year. I mean, it was just health problems and everything else, and it's so good to be back playing. But we went through the
1900s to 1920s, the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever. We did the TV theme songs, and we did the commercials. And just an ending here, the really, really good TV songs, TV theme shows, TV shows, not only had a great theme song at the beginning, but they had a song at the end when they're going off the air. I call it the sign-off song. They not only had a song in the beginning that you remember, but when they're going off the air each week, they kept playing this song. And it's their sign-off songs. And these are my songs. I'm gonna do like 4 of them here, from me to you. Happy trails to you, until we meet again. Happy trails to you, keep shining until then. Who cares about the stars when we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails till we meet again. Another famous sign-off song. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. MIC, see you real soon. KEY, why? Because we love you. MOUSE. My mother, oh, my mother in heaven. Every Saturday night, my mother watched this show. Every Saturday night for years. And when they went out the air each week, the girls came out with gowns, and the guys had tuxedos, and they danced this song, their bob in the head, from Mr. Lawrence Welk. Good night, sleep tight, and pleasant dreams to you. Here's a wish and a prayer that every dream comes true. And now, until we meet again, adios, au revoir, au revoir. Good night. We got one more. Let's get your hands together for this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Joe and all his friends. He would like to thank you folks for kindly stopping in. You're all invited back again to this locality. To have a he's been helping out with hospitality. Beautiful, that is. Good times, Raven Hall Square. My name is Joe Lazorik, and it's my pleasure to be back here at this beautiful, beautiful facility you guys have here. Good night, everybody, and thank you for having me in your home. Thank you, folks. I do have business cards up here. I do parties in people's homes, not just your home. I do go around in song sheets. I have a portable piano, and I'm mobile. So and thank you, too, Mary Ann, for having me here.
You're welcome.
There you go.
Thank you for playing for us. We enjoyed it.
Always love coming up here.
Definitely was different.
It was different. These people, I'm not doing no sing along. Oh, don't worry. That's what we do. We need all those songs back.
Yes.
I do this stuff every week in different places, and so I just spread my.
I'll get them for you.
And then Christmas time, we do a holiday program, and I mix it up, and special occasions I can do special things. But those song sheets are my idea. I wanted to do a single, and back then when I wanted to do this, I needed the words to the songs. Well, there was no internet. There was no checking it out. I went to the library. Remember the library? And I looked at books of songs, and I even bought music, whatever, that had the list for the words. Or else I would go and have a tape recorder. When these shows came on, like Gilligan's Island, I would actually record it on a tape recorder and play it back, and sometimes get the words. So it was there was a lot of love putting those books. I mean, it's not like you just run on the internet and download things. So I'm proud of that. They also grew over the years too, just with powerful stuff that people wanted to hear. So. What was number 7? We didn't do the whole book. Babyface. Show's over, but I'll do that for you. Babyface, you got the cutest little babyface. There's not another one to take your place. Babyface, my poor heart is jumping. You sure have started something, babyface. I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. I feel the sun, cause I just fell in love with your pretty baby face. do one more. I'm looking over my dead dog Rover that I ran over me. One leg is busted, the other is sprained, 'cause I ran him over with my Cocoa Puffs train. No need to explain, because I remain in this line. I'm looking over my dead dog Rover that I ran over me, that I ran over me, that I ran over me. There's Babyface in 1926 and a bonus song from 1927 with my own change in the words. There you go. Thank you very much. And when you pass all the other people who work here, make sure that this guy Joe is pretty good. We like him. We want him back. So. My pleasure. You guys didn't need any songbooks. You're like, yeah, we got this down. Except for the Rice Krispies.